This is Zulhaj, mainlanders. A ward. That must be the corpse stealer's doing. Do not touch anything, Knight. Even the most innocuous carving could hide a trap.
Come on, Tetra. Give me a little credit. I'm just looking. Something's off about this door. I'm trying to figure out
We must go through that door to reach the deep tombs. Another.
Darian! Help me!
Gabrielle?
The knight fell through a
Gabrielle.
trap door.
Gabrielle's down here. I have to help her.
Darian, this way!
Do not listen. The spirits seek to deceive you.
I need to help her. Don't wait for me.
The knight's stupidity will get us all killed. This way. Corpse stealers reanimating our venerated dead. How dare they? This way should allow me. This way. Careful, mainlander. Discerning disturbed. There, across the way. The spirit points toward. No kill!
Gabrielle, come back!
across the way. The spirit points toward the
I
night.
failed, Gabrielle. I lost my powers.
Follow me, Golden Knight.
Wait! Gabrielle! Come back!
Your friend's something has... The near...
The spirit's wisdom gives us renewed purpose. Through the door to the east, Mainlander. Sister, you failed in your duty. Failed to protect your village. Failed me. My sin was used. Be silent, false spirit. Your venom cannot penetrate my scales. The Soul Flayer harvested my egg sister's soul. That shadow was not her.
Sister! The pain lingers, even after death. This is your doing. You failed as a death dancer, sister. You could not save me, and you cannot save our people.
The problem. The corpse stealers moved the sacred wellspring stones. We need to move the stones into position to resume the flow of water. Stone returned to its proper place. One more to go. freely again. Let us return to the cistern chamber and continue toward the deep tombs. Rises, but not yet high enough to reach your foolish friend. We must swim to the next wellspring. We could not reach that door before. Let us see where it leads. More corpse stealers. We must get past them to remove the sacred stone from their property. Corpse stealers. We need to clear a path. Slide a sacred stone here to activate this pressure plate. move the second stone into position. The valves and conduits for the wellspring are behind these carved heads. We should see if we can reach Darien now. The chambers are submerged once more. We can swim across to find your friend.
Sorry, Gabrielle. You should never have sacrificed yourself on account of me. Trade places with me, Gabrielle. I don't...
There. What is that spirit doing tonight? Quickly, we must help him.
Kill!
It's mine to consume.
Gabrielle? Wait. I wanted to tell Gabrielle that I'm sorry. She gave everything to return me to life, and... damn it! I thought I could go back to being normal. I know. I see that now. But when I heard her voice, my heart just... broke. I suddenly remembered how much I missed her. How she sacrificed herself for me. How I failed her. Yeah, I hear you. But without Meridia's powers, I feel I hear you. I'm good. Let's go find Vanas. He's counting on us.
Quickly now. We must find your mage before the corpse stealers complete their ritual.
Flooding the chambers again will protect our remains. Now you must reach the central funerary chamber and drive the corpse stealers from this place. Hurry, the ritual nears completion, and flooded or no, once done, they will command our lifeless remains.
shadows to help me any way I can.
A worthless mage to help me raise an army and power my shackles. The awakening is nearly complete. I shall have my undead army. Destroy the interlopers!
Anamarco has Vanas trapped in another shackle. We need to free him. Need to free Anamarco.
Defeat the minions! I'll deal with Manamarco! You're no match for me, old man.
I'll protect you!
To destroy the shackle! I am done with this place. Let us speak outside.
Zulhaj and its ancient dead are safe now. Thank you.
One last word before you depart. Thank you, warrior. You stopped the desecration of our remains and saved us from enslavement to the corpse stealers. The stone will not forget this service. It has been so long since I had the opportunity to use the courtesies of life. I am Ukaraza, the architect of Zulhaj. We built this Zanmir as a necropolis for our people. But I must deliver one last warning before I return to rest. Morn Naril, the final dark, has a new master. one who seeks to pull the Wraithforge from Cold Harbor and restore it in the Daedric Temple. You cannot defeat your foe while he commands the Wraithforge. You are not the first to face the forces of death and oblivion on this isolated island. If this new master gains full control of the Wraithforge, you will never defeat him. Now, go. Your allies have a new camp near Mor Naril. They await you there.
Mor Naril. The spirit's warning coincides with what I pieced together through the things I overheard during my captivity. And what the helpful worm cult defector shared with me. Pray tell, did Bar Jasa deliver my notes to Gabrielle? What? Gabrielle? What happened? I assume it has something to do with the return of Meridia's Knight. And Bar Jasa, too. I was taken by surprise when I learned Mana Marco had returned. But now I owe him for these deaths. And so many others. That explains why Mana Marco's full resurrection failed, and he had to possess his servant's body. A shame about Gabrielle. She had such promise. And Bar Jasa, too. She was looking forward to reconciling with her egg sister. It's some sort of Daedric crucible created by Molag Bal to collect and utilize soul energy. It was originally part of Mor Naril here in Solstice. But Bal withdrew with it back to Cold Harbor when the Argonians defeated him long ago. Mana Marco is using the Soul Reapers and Flayers to fill it, and the Plane Meld is the mechanism employed to draw it back from Cold Harbor. I assume the allies the spirit mentioned include Prince Azar? I hope he brought an army. Let's go to the camp.
The spirit mentioned a camp near Mor Naril. I assumed they would use the clearing to the southeast.
Someone! Anyone! Please help! Thank you, stranger. Any longer and I would have... Oh, I hate Haddle-Hits. Help me! Such an embarrassment for the guild and fellowship! Wait, not again!
Yeah!
stranger any longer and I would have drowned. Oh, I hate Adelids. Help me! Such an embarrassment for the guild and fellowship. Wait, not again!
Traveler, a word, please. Oh, the pain. You're a good soul, stopping to aid the injured. If only you had been with us. Those vile bear lizards killed Golvini. There was no time. Curse! Bandages won't heal my aching heart. Because the Idahara Merchant House in Sunport, please.
We do not agree. On this, my will is as set as stone.
Will you think so?
Secure the barricades, and someone get the Great Mage something to drink. Ah, comrade. Vonnis was just telling us the details of his long ordeal, and I am sorry to hear about Jetra's village. And her sister. One more atrocity the worm cult must be made to pay for. But I want to hear your report. What happened at Zul-Hajj? Stopping the worms from raising an army, breaking a shackle, and rescuing Vonnis? Once again, you achieve wonders where others see only impossibilities. Take a moment. Then I would hear some more about our next objective, Mor Naril, and this Wraith Forge. Stop. While you were rescuing Vonnis, I marched our advance force east. Walks and Ash was able to ascertain that no soul flayers were lying in wait, so we moved carefully and made camp here, in the shadow of Mor Naril. I fear this may be as far as we go. Our scouts mapped a path through the outer temple, but the worm cult blocked every approach to the inner precincts with soul flayers. If we storm Mor Naril, we'll fall as soon as we enter the death fields, and the Wraith Forge will claim our souls. We must find a counter to the Soul Flayers. A way around them, a defense, anything. Walks hasn't figured out how to foil the death magic, so she sent Razumdar to study the situation. Join him in the Outer Temple. See if a solution presents itself. Walks and Ash sent Razumdar into the Outer Temple to the south. I'll call for the rest of our forces. Then we'll hold our position until you and he find a way to bypass or overcome Mor Naril's defenses. Be swift, my friend. We must stop Mannimarco. Not much, I fear. Only what we've been able to piece together from your findings, what Vonis uncovered while held captive, and what Jitra and Regent Corinway were able to tell us. The place is an ancient Daedric temple to Molag Bal. Of that we are sure. Why else set the Soul Flayer death fields to protect the place? I think something inside allows them to use necromancy in unimaginable ways. The writhing walls, soul reapers, a new plane meld, they have mastered some new power. Yes, Vonis thinks the plane meld was set in motion to retrieve the Wraith Forge from Cold Harbor, which explains the large island being drawn down toward Mor Naril. Whatever Mannimarco's ultimate goal, I suspect resurrecting his body is part of it. Trying to stop the Worm Cult, comrade. They launched attacks across Tamriel, killing good people, my mentor and guildmaster, a temporary coalition of the fighters and mages guilds, and the three alliances. The cult sought a relic to resurrect Mannimarco, the gift of death. We lost Gabriel, but stopped Mannimarco's full return. He's trapped in his servant, Wormblood. Yes, and we used the light to destroy the writhing wall and open a path into Eastern Solstice. Here we found a new plane meld well underway, this time pulling Cold Harbor into Nirn. You destroyed one shackle at Gristmong Hold and a second at Zul Hajj. A third shackle rises from Mor Naril. We think it draws the Wraith Forge from Cold Harbor, and the closer it gets, the more powerful Mannimarco becomes. We must find a way to defeat the Worm King and end this, or our efforts will have been in vain.
Archmagister Vonis, after Gabrielle, I believe this belongs to you.
My staff. Thank you for looking after it, Walks in Ash. And I miss Gabrielle too.
Greetings, Five Claw. Iraz presumes Prince Azaz sent you? This one is grateful for the assistance. These damnable soul flayers are like glass bottles full of kindle pitch. Your first misstep around them will be your last. Not yet. When someone wanders too close, they release a pulse of necrotic energy, killing the body and harvesting the soul. Ugh. Still, Raz noticed something odd. Smoke in the western part of the ruins. A camp, he thinks. Who else but the worm cult would be in this place? Perhaps the cultists are not quite finished setting up their defenses. Or maybe they are guarding something there. Either way, it calls for a closer look. What do you think, Five Claw? Here, this one will mark the spot on your map. Look for the smoke when we get close, yes? Raz is grateful for your company, Five Claw. Cultists and Daedra patrol these ruins. It is unwise to travel alone. The heaviest concentration of the flayers is within the inner precinct, or up on the walls. Stay alert, and you can spot them before you get too close. But we must be careful. Some flayers are hidden among the ruins, or positioned around corners. Raz learned the hard way. First, a chill runs along the back of your neck. Then a horrible, racking pain ripples through your body. If you are quick, you can retreat before the flayer rips out your soul. So far, Raz has been quick. You rescued Vanus? Nice work! Prince Azad discovered this one's usefulness as a scout and spy. While you were busy, Raz occupied himself with searching this side of the island for worm cult activity. There are low-ranking worm cultists everywhere, but few leaders or major outposts besides Gristmong Hold. Raz thinks most of the important cultists have withdrawn behind Monaril's walls. They are counting on their soul flayers to defend them. A worm cult camp. But why is it outside the walls?
The bone flayers are more brittle than I would like. We need more skeletons.
Letter? What does it say? A flaw in their defenses? We need to find it. How did that deer get past the death field? What killed this cultist? Check the body. Another letter? Does it explain what happened? The only soul flare Raz sees is above us, beyond the crack in the wall. Did this cultist walk into the death field and tumble down here? Yet if the device worked well enough to kill her, how did the deer pass by unscathed? Raz knows that statues are not always just statues. And that one does not look like it belongs here. But a stone nest warrior made of stone next to a crack in the wall of an old Daedric ruin? This one wonders. Look at this statue's pose, the rubble. Raz has heard rumors of walking statues on this island. This might be one. Perhaps the magic that gave it life lingers, interfering with the soul flare. There must be a way we can use this. Raz remains unsure. The deer survived, yes. The cultist did not. The statue's protection may be limited in range or unreliable. And unless there is a line of such statues leading into the temple, our forces cannot advance past this spot. Raz thinks so too. We need to learn more about this statue. Our Stone Nest allies must know something. It certainly appears to be one of theirs, yes? Return to camp and ask Jitra about it. Raz will follow soon, after a bit more scouting.
prepared my villagers and Barjossa for interment in the stone, but it was clear they were incomplete, hollow. Damn the corpse stealers for taking their souls. But you did not come to hear me complain, did you? Speak your question. Stone Nest statue. Ah, the Voskrona Colossals. My ancestors sent them against Mor'Naril in the distant past. I thought nothing remained but the unliving stone. You remind me that this is not the first time we faced necrotic enemies who steal souls. Long ago, my people were called upon to battle a terrible evil in Mor'Naril. They made the Voskrona for that purpose. Down through the ages, evil has returned from time to time. Most recently, when the Corellanias came to plunder Mor'Naril's secrets. You ask about old stories, tales for kin fresh out of the egg. I cannot say how many are true. This is a question for a wise elder. Luckily, I know one. Meet me in the caves at Basking Stone to the southwest. We will find Sonasa there. Sonasa has taken refuge in the hills to the southwest. The caves of Basking Stone have protected my people in the past, although it has been centuries since we needed them as we do now. Hopefully, the Elder will have the answers you seek. Long ago? Hundreds of years? Thousands? My people do not bother to count the seasons as others do. How do you sit by the river and count the stones along its bank? I suppose you would say it happened sometime in the First Era? Power. What else? The Corellanias who first came here were necromancers. They sought Daedric relics, hidden secrets, forbidden weapons. My people told them to avoid Mor'Naril, but the elves were driven by dark ambitions. They ignored our warnings. Our stories tell of how the Stone Nest people fought back. Our elders know those tales better than I do, but I've heard that, in the end, the Corellania's ambitions consumed them. Those who live in Sunport now are a lesser but wiser house.
Mainlander. Gefor waits for you below.
Gefor told us to watch for you. You may pass.
Elder Tsonasa, my ally has questions about the long vigil.
Those stories are not meant for outsiders, Gefor. But I have heard tales of this one. I will speak with the Mainlander. Wish to hear of the long vigil? The legend says we did not come to Solstice by accident. Long ago, we were guided here. In exchange for our new home, we were entrusted with a sacred mission. To guard the world's soul against the final dark. These attacks by the Daedric realms are not new. It is said our ancestors armored their spirits in stone. They created the Vaskrana to resist death magic, so they could seal the forbidden fane and deprive it of souls. Indeed, they set the Colossals to watch over Mor Noril forever. The long vigil. Alas, the secret to awaken them is lost. We carved our memories in stone, but the obelisk of the long vigil crumbled centuries ago. All that remains are There are two sides to every story. Long after our ancestors first sealed Mor Noril, they had to fight off Corellania forays. Elven records of those troubled times reside in the library of the Sea and Sword Lodge. You could seek your answers there. It is ironic. The words we carved in stone and committed to our hearts are now lost to us. But Corellania scholars with ink and fragile parchment may have preserved something we did not. Look for the lodge in the mountains to the west. I am not the keeper of that story. I know only what I heard recited long ago, when I was but newly hatched. But as I heard it, our people were told to make warriors of stone when we first came to Solstice, an army to face the final dark. Our ancestors marched against Mornoril, a terrible battle against the Daedric legions of Molag Bal ensued. Many stone-nest warriors fell, and many Volskrana were destroyed. But some reached the Forbidden Place. The Wraithforge was banished, torn from the very rock in the heart of Mornoril. Some say the Volskrona destroyed it. Others say Molag Bal took it into his realm to preserve it. No one remembers the exact details now. I do not think so. Many of our people have been killed, yes. But Basking Stone is not our only refuge. There are other places of safety, hidden throughout the stone of Eastern Solstice. Whole villages may have found shelter in them. Alas, no. 2 elders carried the tale of the Volskrona, and I knew them both. They died when the worm cult first occupied our land, victims of the senseless slaughter. We are lessened by their deaths, but we are not defeated yet. I am not.
I know someone at the Elven Library. I will meet you there, Mainlander. We will remind the corpse stealers that our vigil is not yet done.
Good hunting, Death Dancer. I will listen to the stone and see if more can be remembered.
Hey! Over here! I need some help. I don't know which of the 8 divines sent you this way, but I'm glad to see you. The name's Bast. Hey! Over here! I need some help. I don't know which of the 8 divines sent you this way, but I'm glad to see you. The name's Bastion. Be on your guard, friend. I was accosted by a dark elf. She went into the cave hours ago, but she might return at any moment. The dark elf Tanare Vels. She's a traveler I met along the road. The cave is Deep Scorn Hollow. The entrance is over by the dock. I'm here to retrieve a fellow named Quistley Silvel. His family sent me to find him. I think he's in trouble. Untie me, please. The Silvels will pay well if you help me get Quistley out of whatever trouble he's in. And I could use someone to watch my back. Interested? Oh, and check the shack. I think Tanare dropped something during our struggle. I don't know what... Untie me. Oh, thank you. Look around, would you? I'd like to examine whatever my attacker dropped. Hey! Over here! A letter. I knew I saw something fall out of Tanare's satchel when she ambushed me. Why, this is a contract. Tanare Vels is bringing Quistley in to pay debts in Leowen. Damn it! I guess that explains why Tanare knocked me out and tied me up. Of course, that idiot Quistley would gamble away more than he had in his coin purse. He's done it before. Usually begs his parents for help, though. I ought to just let the Dark Elf have him, but it would be... dishonorable. We better see if we can catch up to her. I'd like to leave her tied up and empty-handed when I drag Quisly out of here by his arrogant nose. Probably? Yes, I did. We were just idly talking on the road. It never occurred to me that someone else might be looking for that petulant brat. It's not the first time I've been asked to get Quisly out of trouble. No, not that I noticed. She said to keep an eye out for smugglers along the coast, and departed soon after. She likely just hung back and followed me the rest of the way. Foolish of me. I should have been more alert. All the time. House Sylvel has interests in a dozen cities. I travel all over Tamriel, looking after their business. I'm a mage by training, but I spend my days dealing with contracts and cargoes. And chasing after Quisly. The Sylvels fostered me from the time I was small, seeing to my education and giving me a place in their home. As I grew older, Lord Sylvel employed me in the family business. What I want to do isn't important. I have an obligation. I should try to hide it better, I suppose. We were raised together, more or less. Except he was the firstborn of a wealthy family, and I was the foundling they took in. Something which Quisly never quite let me forget. Well, it's the right thing to do. I mean, the Sylvels gave me shelter, educated me alongside Quisly, even hired a tutor for me when I showed some magical aptitude. I owe them. And if looking out for Quisly is how I pay them back, so be it. This is different for Quisly. He's not one for any sort of rough living, other than maybe going to gambling dens and taverns in the seedier parts of town. Probably? Yes, I did. We were just idly talking on the road. It never occurred to me that someone else might be looking for that petulant brat. It's not the first time I've been asked to get Quisly out of trouble. No, not that I noticed. She said to keep an eye out for smugglers along the coast, and departed soon after. She likely just hung back and followed me the rest of the way. Foolish of me. I should have been more alert. All the time, friend. House Sylvel has interests in a dozen cities. I travel all over Tamriel, looking after their business. I'm a mage by training, but I spend my days dealing with contracts and cargoes. And the Sylvels fostered me from the time I was small, seeing to my education and giving me a place in their home. As I grew older, Lord Sylvel employed me in the family business. What I want to do isn't important. I have an obligation. I should try to hide it better, I suppose. We were raised together, more or less. Except he was the firstborn of a wealthy family, and I was the foundling they took in. Something which Quisly never quite let me forget. Well, it's the right thing to do. I mean, the Sylvels gave me shelter, educated me alongside Quisly, even hired a tutor for me when I showed some magical aptitude. I owe them. And if looking out for Quisly is how I pay them back, so be it. Maybe there's more to this place than meets the eye. First time I've ever looked at Quisly in such a rustic location. Not his usual style. This is definitely not a smuggling operation.
Keep your voice down. Those lunatics will hear you. Over here. Let me. I would not.
Let me out too! There's a cult of Sithis in these caves! They sacrifice. Thank you. We've been here for days. You should get out of here too, stranger. These people, the Unmakers, they're crazy. I think they're preparing to sacrifice people. Why would anyone want to do such a thing? I've met no one by that name, but that doesn't mean he isn't here somewhere. The only non-cultist I've seen in days was a dark elf who sneaked by a short time ago. She motioned for us to wait and left without a word. I should go. They're cultists, I think. They follow someone called the Daughter of Sithis, and they talk about sacrifices to the Unmaker. I was on the road to Gideon when they grabbed me. Can I go now?
Before we continue, let's talk a moment. Cultists? That explains some of the decoration in here. So much for the smuggler hypothesis. I didn't expect to have to fight through a nest of cultists to extract Quisly from this mess, but so be it. What's he gotten himself mixed up in now? What's there to know? They worship a god of death, darkness, and primordial chaos. Nothing good can come of that. Quisly's always getting into trouble, but it usually involves love or dice. He could be in real danger this time. Allowing Quisly to be dragged off to angry criminals is not much of an improvement. While Quisly might deserve it, I can't let Tenari Vales get him either. I want to try to grab one of these cultists and get some answers. It's a long story. Suffice it to say, I owe his family a great debt. Quisly and I were more or less raised together. The Sylvels count on me to watch out for him, or help him if he needs it. That's what the Sylvels say when they need me to help him. But he's their son. I'm just someone they raised. Forgive me if I sound ungrateful. They took me in and made sure I was clothed, educated, trained. They didn't have to do that. I've lost count. He does as he pleases. Unfortunately, what pleases him seems to land him in hot water. Every time. This, though, how Quisly stumbled into a cult's clutches, I can only guess. I'm the son of Lord Martel Hallex, the traitor. I suppose the story's not well known outside of court circles. My father was one of High King Emmerich's most trusted advisors. But when I was only a toddler, he plotted to secretly murder Emmerich and appoint himself regent. Or so I'm told. He failed, of course. Others in my family were implicated in the plot. The High King stripped House Hallex of its titles and domains. My mother died of shame. I was far too young to have been a part of it, though, so the Sylvels took me in.
I'm not really with them. Don't hurt me! You'd better not lay a finger on me. You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Xanathar, give me patience. Could you talk to him? When I'm upset, I can't seem to put two words together. These cultists have me riled. Lady Sylvelle says if I want to be treated like a noble, I shouldn't let my temper get the better of me.
What is the meaning of this intrusion? Who are you people? What do you think you're doing here? I warn you, I am favored by the daughter of Sithis. She will avenge every injury you inflict on me. Quisley Sylvelle? He belongs to Leleus now. She is the daughter of Sithis, and none dare defy her. Leave while you can. You're fools if you think you can save him from her. No! No! Quisley is Leleus's consort. You'll find them in the Vein of Scorn. I think the way there is back the way you came. Or maybe ahead. He's safe for now, though. They've got someone else to sacrifice today. Please, don't hurt me. They caught a dark elf sneaking around. Even now, she faces the death of the Crystal Fangs in the ritual room just ahead. But Leleus isn't there. She and her brother are in the Vein below. Your Quisley is with them, I think.
I don't believe him. I think he knows more than he says he does. The daughter of Sithis? The Vein of Scorn? I don't believe it. Quisley's fallen in with death worshippers? Hardly. The only thing that interests Quisley is himself. Either these Sithis followers hid their true nature to lure him in, or he's so besotted with a woman that he doesn't realize he's in danger. Either way, I'd better get him out of here. I'm not sure I believe this sniveling cultist, but we shouldn't let anyone get sacrificed. Not even Tenare Vels. Let's split up. You keep going, in case he's telling the truth. I'll see if I can find out more about the daughter and the Fane.
Please, I'll tell you anything you want. Just let me go. I know where a map of this place is. It's not far. Just, don't hit me.
Help. What else can
Help! Breaking free! Please, they're killing me!
Thank you, stranger. Let's talk somewhere safer. Those idiots. Ugh, my skin still feels like I've got 1,000 tiny spiders biting me. That was horrible. Oh, and thank you. I don't know what someone like you is doing here, but I won't argue with Providence. Ah, the dutiful and not terribly clever mage. I'll bet he's angry with me. I took care not to inflict any permanent damage on him, and I fully intended to set him free just as soon as I finish here. It's business, not personal. Then you understand my predicament. I need Sylvel if I want Law's Tull off my back, but it's not worth getting myself killed over. Help me get out of here and I'll help you. I got a look at a map, so I think I know where you can find Sylvel. Not much. Law's Tull suspected that Quisley was hiding out in a smuggler's cave on the coast. I thought I'd have to check them all. Then I ran into your friend, Bastion. I knew there was something off about the smuggler story, though. It didn't fit. He must be in deep, if Law's Tull is willing to write off what I owe to get his claws on Quisley. Too bad for him, but it's a chance for me to get out of a bad situation. Law's Tull makes a good living from other people's mistakes. Or desperation. I borrowed gold against imagined winnings like every gambler ever. You ask a lot of questions. Not to be rude, but I'd really rather find Quisley and get out of here. These cultists already tried to sacrifice me once, after all. I found notes left behind by some unfortunate scholar. He'd apparently come here to make a survey of the ruins. I hope he had the good sense to retreat when he found fresh evidence of occult presence. More likely, he came to a bad end. I did. It's all the way down at the end of this maze, naturally. The scholar's notes hinted that it's an abandoned temple, once dedicated to Sithis. Well, probably not abandoned now. Good. I saw a rough map of this place before I got caught, so I think I know what... I'll keep out of your way if we run into more cultists. After that ritual, I'm in no condition for a fight. The cultists definitely go on and on about Sithis.
You're not part of this cult, are you? In fact, you appear to be lost. Your dark elf friend watches me with no small amount of suspicion. Perfectly understandable, but I'm not a slave to my hunger. Why are you wandering around Deepscorn Hollow anyway? The daughter of Sithis is fond of sacrificing strangers. I have heard the name. The daughter of Sithis herself has him. These miserable Sithis pretenders. I can show you the passage you seek. I'll consider it payback for the way they locked me up. They hid the switch for a secret door under that crate over there by the wall. Clever, if one is a child. I cannot believe I thought these weak-minded fools might have a genuine insight into the dark mysteries of Sithis. Lalace is a noble from Leowen who made a game of dabbling in dark lore. As I understand it, she found this place and managed to wake a presence that had been sleeping here for ages. She surrendered to the darkness eagerly. I doubt that it cared. Fools and dilettantes bewitched by the daughter's powers. They believe she is the living embodiment of Sithis' dark will, servant of an ancient power. But the only power she serves is her own avarice and lust, like any greedy mortal.
Huh. Surprisingly helpful.
Would you do me a favor in return?
I knew it. I never grow tired of being correct. This should take us right to the cult's hidden temple. Come on! Hold up a moment before we go on. I've been thinking. I stumbled headlong into a bad situation once already. I do try to learn from my mistakes. I've been thinking. There's a good chance we won't find Quisley Sylvel alive. Nothing good. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it comes down to bringing Quisley in, or taking his place, but it's close. I really need to be free of Lars Tull. I barely persuaded him to give me this chance. I won't get another one. This may sound ghoulish, but if Quisley is dead, I'd like his signet ring. It's big, gold, and set with rubies. If I bring it back to Lars Tull, it will show that I held up my end of our bargain, and he would take it in payment of my debt. Someone's coming!
Oh, there you are! I'm afraid I wasted my time on that cultist. He knew nothing. Glad I caught up to you. Oh, I see you found that Tenare. Watch your back, friend. You put the fear of the gods into our captive cultist. It was sobbing on the floor when I gave up and left. I did meet a surprisingly talkative vampire, though. He told me which way you went. And seriously, do not turn your back on Tenare. Our weepy friend told me that Quisly's quite taken with this daughter of Sithis. Figures. My guess is he told her his family is wealthy, so she's keeping him alive for ransom. We'll probably find them in the shrine they call the Fane of Scorn. She seems like the sort who expects the worst. I remain optimistic. I don't always get along with Quisly, but I don't want him to end up sacrificed by the cult, or turned into some crime boss's object lesson for that matter. Not at the cost of his life. I'll figure out something. I always do. But just in case, warn Tenare that she'd better not try anything foolish when we get Quisly. She caught me off guard once. It won't happen again. You're not even going to apologize, are you?
I'm sorry?
Just keep your distance from Quisly. He's my responsibility.
Arise, my brother. Kill these trespassers.
I'll get out of the way.
Grab Quisly before he runs off again. The little bastard.
Dare you? Lalise would never have hurt me. She said so.
She murders people. You idiot! You were probably next.
I'm not talking to you, Bastion. Nor to that rude dark elf that just laughed at me. You spoiled everything. You and that lumbering oaf my father insists on sending to make my life miserable. And whoever that dark elf is, barging in and ruining my life. Who do you people think you are? Well, that's just your opinion. Everybody here treated me as a guest of honor. And Lalace, the daughter of Sithis, chose me to be her consort. She told me that she'd give me the kiss of Sithis soon. Why would you ruin this for me? That is no concern... Wait. Did you say Lars Tull? Is that why the Dark Elf's here? I've seen her in his headquarters out here. I may owe him some gold. I can't believe they sent Bastion after me again. They treat me as if I were a wayward child. I am perfectly capable of managing my own affairs. I refuse to go. Claim me. I am not some sack of flour to be bargained over. Oh, very well. Bastion works for me, indirectly. I'll go with him. I can write a promissory note for the Dark Elf to deliver to her thug of a boss. He's a terrible person.
Bastion doesn't seem very fond of Quisly. I can't imagine why. We compared notes while you were talking with that simpering idiot. Bastion said he might have an idea that would solve things for both of us. Years ago, I lost everything trying to get my brother out of a fishy trading scheme. Lars Tull offered to help me. I'm still paying for it. It would be grand to be done with Lars Tull and to pull one over him at the same time. If Bastion's willing to work with me, and perhaps forget about the knocked out and tied up business, I think we might have room for a compromise.
Once we get Quisly out of here, I'm done. I've paid my debt to his family 3 times over. All right. I think I know how to sort this out. If Tanare is prepared to listen, that is. I'm willing to overlook the knock on the head to settle this. First, we need to get Quisly out of Blackwood. Tanare doesn't have anything personal against him. Well, no more than anyone else who meets him. But the criminals she'd bring Quisly to might kill him. I'll threaten to tell his parents about this whole affair unless he cooperates and goes straight back to Daggerfall. Quisly knows that Lord Sylvel can cut him off. It's the only threat that actually scares him. He would have to earn a living. I think we can all walk away from this. We ship Quisly home, secretly. Then we make sure that Tanare has something she can take back to Lars Tull. Thank you, friend. I think Lord Sylvel would agree that you've earned your payment. What do you think, Tanare? Are you willing to give it a try?
I'll need to bring Lars Tull proof of Quisly's demise.
What kind of proof would you need?
I'm clearly not dead!
If I bring Quisly's signet ring to Lars Tull, he'll believe me.
That's what I was thinking. I'll tell the Sylvels that Quisly sold the ring to pay his debt.
I'm right here!
That ring should work. It might even cover most of Quisly's debt.
What? My ring? I'm not giving you a damn thing! Bastion, keep that woman away from me!
Here you go. I'll make sure Quisly understands to stay away from Blackwood.
Thank you. This should clear my account with Lars Tull. And perhaps clear yours with this ingrate and his family too.
We should leave this place. I'll see Quisly on his way when he comes around. Let's go find someone to help. Let's go! Is there something I can do? I'm listening. What's on your mind? I like that you're a listener. So many people like to hear themselves talk. Always ready to help. Let's hit the trail.
Focus on my voice, Elidor! Elidor. You have selected a dire time to visit our lodge, stranger. Daedra invaded our halls and attacked my apprentices. Poor Elidor here succumbed to his wounds, but I believe the rest are still trapped inside. One of our lectors, Fenworin, betrayed the College of Sea and Sword. She removed a Daedric relic we guarded, the Staff of the Darkbinders. and allowed the worm cult and their Daedra to enter the lodge. My apprentices, they aren't ready for this. Not precisely, but they know to head to the portal gates in emergencies. However, they need a keystone to activate them and return to Sunport. Take my keystone, activate the portals, and save my apprentices. I promise to reward you for your efforts. There are portal gates in the northeast study hall with the meditation tree, in the northwest training hall, and in a storage cave in the southwest corner of the lodge. Also, if you can retrieve the relic from Lector Fenworin, all the better. The staff of the Darkbinders appears connected to the Daedra, aiding the worm cult. With it, Lector Fenworin and the cultists were able to summon Cold Harbor's chains and open portals for their Daedra allies. Soon, our lodge was overrun. The College of Sea and Sword has maintained good relations with our Stone Nest neighbors since the founding of the Collegium Praxis here on Solstice. We participated in their exchange of gifts, and we received the staff of the Darkbinders. As I understand it, the Stone Nest Argonians had numerous encounters with the Daedra when they first arrived on the island. After capturing and guarding the relic for generations, they gave it to us to protect. We must retrieve it. We are one of the colleges of the Collegium Praxis, a union of professional guilds and learning centers sponsored by the Regency of Sunport. The College of Sea and Sword produces merchants, sailors, explorers, and marines. This is a training lodge. We train our apprentices to become sailors, soldiers, or traders. But the current crop is relatively new. They stood no chance against the worm cult or their Daedric allies. Which is why I also need you to recover the Daedric relic. Lector Fenworin is a brilliant duelist, and our primary instructor for the military arts. She was tough, but many of the apprentices appreciated her methods. Until she betrayed us. She used her position to steal the staff of the Darkbinders and let worm cultists into the lodge. By the time we were aware of the betrayal, it was too late. The lodge was overrun by Daedra. Our apprentices may be new, but they've completed their basic training. If they couldn't get past the invaders and meet out here, they know to rendezvous at the portal gates and wait for extraction.
Yes, trickster. Where are you?
I'm right here, silly cat. Or am I here? Could it be here? Or could it be here?
No remorse!
The writhing wall has fallen, and now the Sturk Fellowship is heading east. By the Three Queens, why?
Never has the worms I need most.
Yeah.
I can tell you.
Go on.
So many overburdened customers.
That horror.
Chuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chuck. Yep.
How can I help?
Oh, my hand?
Hello? Captain! Where is everyone?
Daedra, we must reach the library in the southern section of the complex. This tunnel was not here before. What have the Daedra done? That door leads to the library, but it appears locked. They kept a key in the study hall to the north. That should unlock the door to the library.
No one must get away.
There, down below. Tendencie the librarian. This way.
Stay back, Daedra. I will not warn you again. Oh. I am glad to see Gefor alive after all the recent troubles. We have collaborated before, but it has been some time. And as I'm sure you noticed, the lodge is not safe. What brings you here? A dark and dangerous subject, I fear. We keep books of that sort hidden. You could search these shelves for years to no avail. We do not want to tempt anyone to repeat the mistakes of the past. What exactly do you hope to find? Ah, searching for solutions to our current predicament, no doubt. You may be onto something. It is true that the Stone Nest repelled the first Corellania expedition to Eastern Solstice. But do any of their ancient colossals remain intact? Very well. Allowing outsiders to have a look at the restricted parts of our collection is rather against the rules. But under these circumstances, I think it would be warranted. One moment. I need to refer to our catalog. Yes, these may be of help to you. There. I summoned the volumes that should contain the information you seek.
Kinlord Orlamar took the eyes from the sacred statues and displayed them at his manor. The brazen thief. The old Corellanias tried to claim more Naril, But my ancestors used the Voskrona to stop them. Let us discuss the contents of these tomes, Mainlander. Strange to see my people's legends confirmed in these ancient Corellanian writings. But I am not sure how it helps us make use of the Voskrona Colossals. I thought that phrase was unusual. I assumed it was some sort of metaphor. You suggest that the ancient Voskrona once had literal eyes. The dormant colossals at Mornaril have empty sockets, but no eyes. So, you could be onto something. The Stone Nest people remember Kinlord Orlamar as a difficult neighbor. Under his reign, Sunport expanded into Eastern Solstice. I am not surprised he hoarded our sacred relics in the vaults beneath Vaidenhill. They may still be there. Let me see your map. The manor sits beside a lake to the north. There are stories about treasures hidden there. Traps as well. But Vaidenhill is in ruins now. Orlamar did not enjoy his gold or stolen relics for long. I will meet you there.
Good hunting to all of you. Hopefully you can put a stop to all this chaos.
For glory!
I doubt we will find much among the surface ruins. If anything remains to be recovered from this place, it must be somewhere below. Look for an entrance or a hole in the ground. The old tomes spoke of the eyes of the Colossal, something that fits in the face of a Voskrona. Restore them to a statue at Mornaril, and we should bring it to life. How we get the Voskrona to protect us from the flares is a problem for later. One or two eyes could be misplaced, but I think my ancestors would have stopped any systematic looting of the Voskrona. No, I think it more likely that our own elders removed the eyes, and then lost that knowledge somewhere along the way. Guardians such as the Colossals are not meant to remain constantly active. The legends say they were called from sleep when required. But whatever the reason, they are lost to us. If the Kinlord's greed proves useful, we may find the eyes here. A trap door. Let us descend and... It seems we must watch out for vermin as well as undead.
Became of us. When first we came to this land, we tamed...
The day is ours!
Working. Try another pedestal. That's it. The ward protecting the door is gone. Look around. If the eyes of the Colossal are here, we must find them. How like the Coralanias of old. They had no use for a thing, yet they kept it anyway. Look for a display, perhaps. You found the eyes? Good. May I see them? Interesting. To hold in my hands a legend out of time. Take the eyes of the Colossal to the Fellowship camp. I will go to Basking Stone Refuge and summon Elder Zonasa. We will need him for what comes next. How should I know? I am not an elder. Waking a Voskrona could be the easy part. What if they cannot tell the difference between the Corpse Stealers and the Sturk Fellowship? You are all strangers to them. So Nasa can help us with that. I hope. Nevertheless, I think we need Sonasa. Old stories can be long in the recalling. The Elder has had some time to think now, to listen to the stone. Put these eyes in his hands, and the answer may come to him. I will see you at the camp.
Comrade, a Stone Nest Elder waits to speak with you.
Chitra told me of your adventures in retrieving the eyes of the Colossal. Oh. But I am even more impressed by this alliance you have built. My days as a warrior are long past, but I will help if I can. Do you have the sacred eyes? These are the eyes. Our tales speak of the Voskrona Colossals and their eyes, but no one knew exactly what our ancestors meant. These crystals are a promise, a sign that the long vigil was not in vain. You found documents as well? Let me see. As I thought, if there is a ritual, it was lost to time, yet that does not mean you have failed. We may not remember the ritual, but the stone does not forget. I can speak to a colossal, remind it of its purpose. By itself, no. But with the secret eyes you've brought me, we can take control of a Vaskrona Colossal. Guide it. If you go into Mornaril, you can do so with a powerful ally at your command. Speak with your fellows. I must prepare.
Come, comrade. Let us discuss what you have learned. Razumdar showed me the Argonian statues in the outskirts of Mornaril. They tell a tale of ancient battle, and hint at a weakness in the worm cult's defenses. Did I hear Elder Sonasa say we can bring one to life? The ancient Argonians who made those statues came up with a simple answer to the problem of foes armed with death magic. Stone warriors have no lives that can be stolen. There must be a way to use this to our advantage. Or march right up to the flares and smash them. The worm cult would never expect it. Now, how best to spring the surprise? I have it. Your Colossal shall clear the path for our soldiers. This is how we storm Mannimarco's lair. No one alive can get close enough to destroy the Soul Flayers. But a giant walking statue, that is another matter. I knew I could count on you to find a way to defeat the Worm Cult's defenses. I am in your debt, my friend. Here. Look south, comrade. There stands the Worm Cult's fortress, Mornaril. It falls upon us to storm its defenses and defeat Mannimarco to end the threat of the Worm Cult. The only thing standing in our way are those damnable Soul Flayers. The Soul Flayers generate death fields, emanations of necrotic energy that kill any living thing that attempts to approach Mornaril. But the Vaskrona Colossals are stone automatons that negate necrotic energy, opening the temple to a full assault. Yes, with the eyes of the Colossal you recovered. I want you to help him with the ritual to restore a Colossal while I send for the rest of the Fellowship's forces. We need that stone statue to clear a path through the flares. Can I count on you? Elder Sonasa selected a Colossal for our purposes. It's just beyond an old break in the wall near Mornaril's main gate. Check in with the other champions, then go assist the Elder with whatever he requires. Good luck, comrade. They may have insights they wish to share with you. But really, I was hoping you would inspire them in the battle to come. A few words of encouragement can go a long way, comrade. Make your way to the wall when you are finished. I'll meet you inside. That is no easy question, my friend. I can see clearly how the battle begins, and I feel confident we will reach the inner citadel. How the battle ends? All I have are guesses. The only thing I know for certain is that we must try. I know hope is not much of a strategy, but I have confidence in the Fellowship and this band of heroes we have assembled here. There will be obstacles I do not foresee, but we will overcome them. We have to. For Merrick, for Gabrielle, for Tamriel. Speak your mind, comrade. I may not have the answers you seek, but I will do my best. Getting past Mornaril's walls is not the problem. Dealing with the Soul Flayers is the true obstacle. The courtyards within the walls are filled with the Worm Cult's murderous devices. That is why we need the Colossal. Not much more than I can see with my own eyes. But the Stone Nest Argonians know Mornaril as a place of ancient evil. Jitra tells me her ancestors took it upon themselves to guard these ruins. They call it the final dark. As I understand the tale, Daedric cultists and others, tempted by power, have come to Solstice to plunder Morin'Aril's secrets in the past. For example, the ancient Corellanias found the gift of death here. The worm cult is but the latest threat. This ancient Daedric temple has long been sought after by cultists, necromancers, and others seeking power. Vonus reminded me that Mannimarco sought to make himself a god during the first plane meld. Obviously, he retains that mad ambition. There is this Wraith Forge we heard about. If Mannimarco succeeds in dragging it down from Cold Harbor, we believe he can use it to restore his true body and complete his ascendancy to godhood. We need to stop him from doing that, at all costs. Very well. This day will not be easy, my friend. But I feel confident that before it ends, you and I will stand together atop that floating chunk of rock with the worm cult broken at our feet.
What the tusk are we waiting for, pal? I'm not built for sitting around camp. Gives me hives. As far as I'm concerned, the sooner we start the attack, the better. I ain't seen a battle like this since we took on Molag Bal in Cold Harbor. Lost a lot of good people there. Here, too. It's this damned necromancy. I'll test my steel in a fair fight against anybody. But the worm cult? They come after your soul. You got a way of seeing things simply, pal. You're right. The worm cult ain't expecting us to just stroll past their soul flayers, are they? Bet they don't have much of a contingency plan. Thanks. I feel better. Still want to get started, though.
I haven't done yet, so I...
Ah, friend. We have crossed many streams together since we first met. Yet I think this is the moment when all those waters finally converge into a mighty river. Everything that has happened has brought us to this place and time. I have been ready longer than you might think. After our first great victory in Cold Harbor, I told myself I would not have to face such tribulation again. But I never slept well. I kept my staff close because I knew we were not done. I understand the sentiment, even if I wish there was another way. There has been so much death and destruction already. Still, I am ready to see this done, and I will be with you when you have need of me. On this, you have my word.
Now is not the time for discussion. Concentrate on what's important. Certainly. We have Soulflayer death fields and stone statues to negate them. But how do we make use of that fact? Then there's the other problem. Gabrielle sacrificed herself to bring Darien to us. But then Mannimarco stole his light. Perplexing. When Mannimarco returned from the Writhing Wall, he was rather smug about stealing Darien's light. Wanted to let me know he was winning. But he can't wield it himself, so why does he want it? I have a feeling we need to figure that out quickly. I do not like to answer such broad questions with a simple yes or no. First off, I am not Meridia. Her powers are not mine to bestow. But power can be transferred from one receptacle to another. The light of Meridia should be no different. They have a shackle over there, and the light of Meridia has certainly worked on those twice already here in Solstice. Mannimarco is powerful, yes, but even he has his limits. I think we'll find a use for it. Oh, the eyes are important, but they're merely a focus. An old and powerful spirit is bound in each one of those great stone statues. That's the real enchantment, my friend. I hope I can persuade the Elder to let me help figure it all out. Rousing of Oskrona Colossal is more a conversation than a ritual. Sonasa knows how to speak with stone. I do not. But I can add embellishments. Arm our statue ally with powers the ancient Argonians didn't think of, perhaps. We shall see.
Raz thinks he would like to see these large statues come to life. It would be strange and a bit scary, but also exciting, yes? So what do you wait for, Five Claw? Go wake up a statue. No doubt the cultists look out from their battlements and see our army gathering here. But they place too much faith in their necromancy and their horrible devices. They do not know the value of courage, determination, loyalty. Ah, hatred they know well, Five Claw. Manimarco and his followers are filled with it. They do not think anyone hates as powerfully as they do. In that, they may be wrong. Remember, rage makes you strong, but it can also blind you.
Hey friend, here we are, about to storm another fortress of ultimate evil. Wouldn't it be nice if just once the bad guys were lurking in a tavern that served passable ale, or maybe the back room of a good bakery? I miss a decent loaf of bread. As ready as I can be. My body feels as strong as ever, but I know something's missing. Guess I thought Vanas would have a remedy when we got him back. We sure could use Meridia's Golden Knight, couldn't we? I guess plain old me will just have to do. I have a feeling you might be right about that. Meridia has a way of sneaking up on her enemies when they least expect it, and she has no love of necromancers. Thank you, by the way, for believing in me. I promise I'll do my best.
Elder Tsonasa will meet you in the temple. And do not worry. I will join you in there as well. I owe the corpse stealers for my village, for my egg sister. Some, but the Stone Nest do not have many warriors. And who can say what we will encounter inside those walls? I am prepared to do whatever is required of me, Mainlander. The Death Dancers have business with the corpse stealers this day. I sent word to all the Death Dancers, both the Stone Nest and the Tideborn. There are not as many of us as once protected this island, but a single Death Dancer can end a battle. 4 or 5. Elder Tsonasa, some, but the...
Move out, comrades! And send
Right
word
behind
for the
you,
rest
partner.
of the army to mobilize. This day, the Worm Cult falls! For the Sturk Fellowship! Huzzah!
Last one through the necrotic death fields is a skeever's uncle.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
soul flayers. Hey, a word before you run off. I see why Princess Ah wanted an answer for soul flayers before he sent everyone into these ruins. This place is a fish trap. Easy to get into, impossible to leave. I'm pretty sure the first step is getting through that big courtyard that leads south. If you look across the way, you'll see that Elder Sanasa picked out the Colossal he wants to wake up. You should head on over. I'm coming, but I'll let you and that old statue handle the soul flayers. Thanks to Mana Marco, I need to look before I leap. Here, you should carry the Light of Meridia. I can't use it, and you'll need it when you find the last shackle. Looks like the army has arrived. Let's not keep everybody waiting.
Hold here, comrades! We cannot advance until the soul flayers are destroyed. Good luck, my friend. Clear the way, and we will fill the gap behind you.
An ancient ritual indeed. You have everything you need, Elder.
All we require is a willing spirit and the eyes to complete the ritual. Ah, Mainlander, over here. The ritual preparations are complete. We need only to return the eyes of the Colossal to this ancient Vaskrona, and it will live again. But now, we must... I can give this Colossal its eyes, and awaken it. But without a spirit to guide it, it is a tool. Without a welder, someone must attune their spirit with its form to give it purpose. Are you willing to take on this responsibility? While your body remains here, you shall join with the Colossal, see through its eyes, move its limbs, unleash its power. No one has done such a merging in a very long time, so I cannot say how dangerous it is. Are you willing to hear? Take the eyes and place them in the Vaskrona so it may see again. We will provide a spark of power to rouse the Colossal. Then you must attune yourself, joining your spirit with the stone. You will return to your body when the task is done. Place the Vaskrona Colossal's eyes within the empty sockets. Then, be ready to attune yourself when the Vaskrona begins to awaken. Have no fear. We will guard your body until your will returns. This task requires someone strong of spirit. You have that strength. And since you found the eyes of the Colossal, I think this task is meant for you. And besides, you will not be alone. Vanus Galerian thinks he can help. The Archmagister believes he will be able to communicate with you while your spirit controls the Vaskrona. If you become lost or confused, listen for his voice, and he will direct you. Special? There is nothing that sets this Colossal apart from the others, but it is relatively intact, and it is standing in a good spot. We are able to reach it without getting too close to the corpse stealer devices. That is a tale lost to time. All I know is that when our Colossals marched against Mor Noril, some got farther than others before they were immobilized or destroyed. Still, they succeeded in cleansing this place. For a time, anyway. The eyes are set. Now for the energy required to rouse the stone from its sleep.
Allow me, Elder. You've done enough, and I think I can help.
The Vasprona stirs. Lay your hand upon the rune, Mainlander. Join your spirit with the Colossal.
I need a healer!
Can you hear me? Elder Sonasa asked me to relay some advice while your spirit controls the Colossal. Our troops can't advance until the Soul Flayers are dealt with. Now, test the Colossal's abilities on those flayers, and destroy them! Destroy the Soul Flayers, and clear the way for the Fellowship! Death field can't hurt the Colossal, friend. Now see what it can do. Well done! There is a gift.
Watch out! The biggest flesh Atronach I've ever seen is waiting for you.
What's on your mind?
I will aid you if I can, but this fight belongs to you and Darien. The rest of us cannot touch Manamarca without the light of Meridia to strengthen our blows.
I will torment your souls for eternity!
That's over with, I suppose.
You think I'd leave my vessel unguarded? Chronobeer! Feast on their house!
Death means nothing to me.
I'll protect you. I will find a place for your soul.
Demonstrate my power.
The altar by the statue. It's empowering him.
Meridia's golden dog. Reckless of you to challenge me again. I will torment your souls for eternity!
The battle is
Find
won.
the Colossal and smash that altar.